Hi there, my name is Victory and welcome to my channel. You may have noticed that I have changed my username. Like I said last week, I'm going to be switching to a new username. So I'm no longer going to be the beautiful black girl, I'm going to be Victory XM. Last week I did a life update video and I had mentioned that I'm going to do a video on skincare. So this is that video. Actually, before we get into that, let's get into the retwist. Very happy with it. Actually, when I did the locks, like that time it wasn't long enough to style. Now it is. I can't wait to see in like 6 months how long it will be. I'm so excited. Yeah, so last week I had talked about the fact that I was going to do a skincare video to talk about how my skin improved. I don't know if I have a picture that like show you how my skin looked before. I'm going to try and find one and put it on the screen, but I was not doing well. The issue that I had and the issue that we're going to be talking about is comedonal acne, or in other words, closed comedones. First, we're going to talk about what exactly it is. Then we're going to talk about products that work well for it. And then we'll get into the skincare routine that I personally had and the specific products that I used. Comedonal acne / closed comedones is basically your skin getting clogged up by bacteria or dirt or oil, and then it builds up and it just stays beneath the skin. Most of us know them as blackheads and whiteheads. The only difference between blackheads and whiteheads is the blackheads are open and whiteheads are closed. So because blackheads are open, they oxidize and that's what makes them get dark. Most closed comedones are found on the forehead and on the chin. Forehead most of the time, sometimes you're using really heavy hair care products and then they end up building up, and that's why that happens. Sometimes it can be skincare products that are not agreeing with your skin. Maybe you have oily skin and you're using products that have oil and then it just ends up building up. Sometimes maybe you're using something that's too heavy. I've seen people talk about using Roche butter. Now that would be fine on your body, but on your face it's gonna clog up your skin, and it's just not something you should be using on your face, in my opinion. It can also be hormonal. So sometimes not really anything you're doing. Sometimes your body is having hormonal changes and then oil production increases. Next thing I'm going to talk about is products that work, or rather that you can use to target it. Disclaimer, I am not a skincare professional, so all of this is based on research. Yeah, pretty much. You can find some information on YouTube or on Google, on TikTok. Nowadays, so many dermatologists on social media, so you can find all this information there. The way to treat closed comedones is topical products. Some products that you can use to target comedonal acne are azelaic acid, salicylic acid, benzoyl peroxide, glycolic acid. Yes, normally you only need these topical things and it clears up relatively fast. Like, it's enough to clear up the comedones. So what these products do is they can penetrate the skin and then break down whatever is causing the buildup and get rid of it. That's the basic gist of how it works. Benzoyl peroxide and retinoids, you would need a dermatologist's prescription, but more often than not, these other products, the acids, should work. The way that I found out I had comedonal acne was through research on social media. Before I even went to Google, I went to TikTok and I tried to scroll through all the skincare content I could find. Luckily, that time skincare content had blown up. So somehow I ended up on YouTube and I found 1 or 2 dermatologists and they talked about the exact same thing, which was closed comedones. And the pictures they put up were exactly the same as what was going on with my skin, which is what helped me figure out what exactly will work for me. After figuring out that salicylic acid is what I wanted to use based on pros and cons of all the active products that were talked about in the videos that I watched, I did some research and then I found the Bio Balance Salicylic Acid on my Dawa. At the time, it was the most affordable product I could get. It was $1,800 that time and it's still $1,800. There were other really good products like the La Roche Posay Effaclar Duo. I've seen very good reviews about it, but I personally couldn't afford to buy that at the time. So I opted for the Bio Balance Salicylic Acid because of all the active products that I could find. It was the one that I could afford and that I could get delivered to my house because I didn't want to leave the house to go and buy. It could just be brought to the house. So that worked out really well for me. You can see I've used mine. It's actually empty now. I don't know if my thing will focus. But it's empty. So I've used all of it up. But I have a new one. I got it recently. If you've seen my skincare shorts video, then you've seen it there. So I got a new one. Still 1,800 shillings on my Dawa. The directions for use, what it says is after you cleanse, you make sure your skin is completely dry before you use it. It says to do a patch test first, just so that you can find out if it'll burn your skin or anything like that. I did not do a patch test. The sun is changing. I didn't do a patch test. I trusted it on day one. I don't recommend doing that. You should probably do a patch test. I just personally was so fed up and I wanted to just start using it immediately so that I can figure out if it works for me. If it doesn't, I move on to the next thing. But do a patch test, please. Usually a patch test you do on a less visible area of your skin. So for example, maybe like over here or something like that. Just because of course if you do it on your arm, it's not going to be the same as doing it on your face. So you do it like on a less visible area of your face so that you can figure out if it'll agree with your face or not. My camera cut off and I don't know where I had reached, so let's go over the skincare routine again. Cleanse. After you cleanse, make sure your skin is completely dry. Dry your skin completely, preferably with like a paper towel. Face towels, no, just use a paper towel. And then you apply this. And then you leave it on your skin for 1 to 2 minutes. Don't moisturize immediately. Give it about 1 to 2 minutes to be absorbed to the skin. And then you can moisturize. If you're using it during the day, you want to use a sunscreen. Preferably SPF 50 and above. And try and make sure that it's a broad spectrum sunscreen. If you're using it at night, same exact routine. Except now at night, you wouldn't use a sunscreen. And make sure you do the skincare routine at least 2 hours before you get into bed so that your skin has time to absorb the product and you can see good results. I use it twice a day and a week later my skin had really cleared up, and a week is very fast for people who are into skincare or who follow skincare things often enough. You know that a week is quite fast for you to see significant difference from a product. But I will say it took me a week to see significant difference. I've also seen on TikTok people who've used the Effaclar duo saying that it also took them roughly about 5 to 7 days to see visible improvement in their skin. So if you'd like to try that one, you can try that one as well. It's a bit pricier, but I think we all know Roche Posay products are really good. So whichever one works for you, that's the one you should go with. Now I'm focusing on hyperpigmentation and dark spots. So I'm using, again, Bio Balance. They have a discoloration-free serum that is for that purpose. And because this works really well, that's what I'm using now. And I'm hopeful that it will work because this worked really well. If it doesn't, I'll probably switch to Faded by Topicals because I've seen really good reviews. So that is it for this video. If you haven't subscribed, please make sure you subscribe. And I will see you in the next one. Happy New Year. I hope 2023 is really great for you guys. Thank you so much for watching. Bye. Mwah.